You've probably heard the story 100 times. The one about Indian marine underwriters working in the dark, basically guessing when it comes to risk. Well, that story, it's just plain wrong. Today, we're going to set the record straight and talk about the real challenge the industry is up against.
And this quote right here, wow, it just nails it, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of the matter. The inspections, they're happening. All the checks are being done, but something critical is getting lost in translation. And that something is what you might call underwriting memory.
So here's the real disconnect. The myth, the story everyone tells, is that you're working with an empty filing cabinet. Like there's just not enough information. But the reality? Oh, the reality is a tidal wave of data. You're not starving for information, you're drowning in it. The problem isn't the data itself, it's that none of it talks to each other. And let's be real, you guys aren't cutting corners. We're talking serious money here. Up to 25,000 rupees for just one inspection. You're paying for route surveys, for captains, for engineers. You get the photos, the PDFs, the certificates, the whole shebang. You know the inspections happened, so the effort's there, the money's there. So what is going on? Okay, so this is where it all leads. We're talking about the real problem, the one that's going to hit hard around 2026. And look, this isn't about just checking a box for compliance anymore. It's about making sense of all that work, all that data. It's a problem of coherence. And here's a term for it, the inspection noise explosion. I mean, think about it. For just one shipment, you've got what? PDFs, photos, maybe some WhatsApp videos, a bunch of emails, all coming from different surveyors in totally different formats. There's no common language. You're not seeing clear signals. You're just buried in documents. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Because reinsurers, they're getting smarter. They're not just asking, hey, did you inspect that one thing anymore? No. Now they're asking the big picture questions. They want to see the trends over a whole year. Who are the problem carriers? Which routes are always a mess? And right now, for most insurers, answering that, well, it takes a massive effort. It's like human archaeology. This right here, this is the sentence you need to be ready for. Imagine your reinsurer looking at that mountain of disconnected PDFs and saying this to you. And listen, they're not calling you negligent. They're just stating a fact. Your system is broken. It can't prove anything at scale. And that is the compliance fracture we're talking about. And why is that? It's simple, really. For years, the go-to proof has been the static PDF. But here's the deal with PDFs. You can't search them, you can't compare them, and you sure can't stack up the insights from one to the next. So when the reinsurer asks for proof, you're kind of stuck. It's a system that just doesn't work anymore. Okay, so enough about the problem. How do we fix it? Well, it's going to take a totally new way of thinking. We have to stop just collecting random noise and start creating actual intelligence. That's the new game plan for risk. And this diagram just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the old way, the traditional loop. Something goes wrong, a claim comes in, you clean up the mess. It's always reactive, always looking in the rearview mirror. But on the other side, that's the new way. It's all about prevention. You're grabbing data before anything even moves. It's a system that's always learning, always looking ahead. It's proactive. And the mission statement for this whole thing, it's so simple but so powerful. The point isn't just to do inspections. It's to turn all that activity, all that raw data, into something you can actually use. Real underwriting intelligence. Honestly, that one sentence is the backbone of this entire solution. So what does this intelligence actually look like in the real world? Well, it looks like this. A real unified dashboard. All of a sudden, you're not sorting through a stack of individual reports. You're seeing the big picture. You're seeing patterns emerge. This is what underwriting memory looks like when you can actually see it. It's all about patterns, not just one-off stories. All right, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but what about the bottom line? Does it actually make financial sense? The answer is a huge yes. We're talking about a very real, very tangible benefit here. So let's just put the number out there. 40%. A 40% reduction. And let me be clear, that's not 40% off one cheap inspection. That's a 40% cut in the cost of your entire inspection ecosystem. Now that is a number that gets people's attention. But how do you get there? It's not smoke and mirrors. It's just smart. Step 1, you stop doing the same inspection twice, which, happens all the time right now. Step 2, the data you collect once can be used over and over again for claims, for reinsurers, for everything.
And step 3, you basically cut out all that painful back and forth with your reinsurers because the proof is right there, crystal clear. And this is super important to understand. The savings don't come from lowballing your surveyors or some magical AI. Nope, it comes from just cutting out the waste, reusing what you already have, making everything smoother. It's about being efficient, not being cheap. Okay, so let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. This isn't just about patching up a broken process for one company. This is a chance for the entire industry in India to build something completely new, a totally different kind of risk engine. This image, this is what the future looks like. We're moving away from that post-loss archaeology we talked about, digging through files after the fact. Instead, we're moving to real-time risk engineering. You've got someone at the controls who can see everything as it happens and make smart decisions on the fly. And once you have this new engine, wow, the possibilities are huge. Your underwriting can finally react to what's actually happening, not just some old profile. You get live data on how carriers are doing. You can finally see the risk across your entire portfolio. You're trading in a mountain of reactive paperwork for real, predictive insights. Which brings us to the final question, the big one. When you can see risk this clearly, when you can measure it, predict it, and actually get ahead of it, are you just doing insurance better, or have you built something much more powerful, a real, lasting competitive advantage? That's what's on the table here.